Hi guys, this is Mr. Richard. In this video, we are going to work with Mathematics Paper 1, Grade 12, May-June 2023. Yes, Grade 12. Most of you are writing this upcoming Friday on the 9th of June. Well, in this video, we are going to work with question 1. Let's start with in May, June 2023, you were given a question at 1.1 as, at 1.1, it was x squared minus 7x plus 12. Actually, the first question is factorized. You can factorize, it's easily factorized. So first thing, let's find the factors of x squared. That's x and x. What about the factors of 12? That will be 4 and 3. Because 4 times 3 is 12. So since we have the middle term as a positive, then they will take a sign of a middle term. So we are going to have x minus 4 and x minus 3. So that's what we are going to have, because negative 4 minus 3, that's minus 7, and negative 4 multiplied by negative 3, that's positive 12. Then we'll then equate everything to 0. X minus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equals to 0. Therefore, we have x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 3 in this case. Okay, so right, we are done with the first part. Let's go to 1.1.2. When you're working with these equations, guys, kindly pause the video and do it yourself, and you will then recheck yourself. Then at 1.1.2, we were given the question said, actually the question was solve for x. Sorry. The question was solve for x here. This one was about correct to 2 deciplaces. It was correct to 2 decimal places, meaning that when you that sort of equation, that means it has decimals, so we use a quadratic formula, or you can complete the square. So let's we have x is 3x plus 5 equated to 1. Then you can multiply out, right? X times x times 3x, that's 3x squared, and x times 5x, that's 5x. Take 1 to the other side, that will be minus 1 equated to 0. So from here, you can use a quadratic formula. This is a, and this is b, and this is c. So we could say x is equals to negative b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Then let's substitute. Our b, it's going to be minus 5 plus root 5 squared. Okay, what is our a? Our a is 3. Then what is our c? C, it's minus 1. Okay, divided by 2. Our a, it's 3 there. And let's work it out. Negative 5 plus root. And what is 5 squared? 5 squared is 25. Then negative 4 times 3 times negative 1, that's positive 12. Okay, divided by 2 times 3, that's 6. Let's continue further from here. What are we having? If we can continue from here, we have, let's add 25 plus 12. So from here, what you could do, it's saying x, remember we're going with x, negative 5 plus or minus roots 25 plus 12, that's 37, divided by 6. Therefore x is equals to, or x is equals to, let's put the solutions. Yeah, it's advisable that you can use your calculator. Just take your calculator there. Let's take our calculator. We have 5 plus root 37 divided by 6. Okay, let's start with the positive 1. Positive solution there. What will be that? That's going to be 1,85. So we're going to have x as 1,85. Or let's put a minus now. Don't forget to say it's minus. Sorry for that. I made a mistake somewhere here. So that's that mistake. It's minus 5 plus root 37 divided by 6. What is that? Okay, we're divided by 6. Did I make -5? Let's ensure that we are accurate. Divided by divided by 6. Okay, we are having, that's correct to 2 decimal places. That will be 0,18. Okay, sorry for that. That's 0,18. Okay, 0,18, 0,18. So let's check the other one. The other one, that's -5 plus root 37 divided by 6. Okay, right, so what is that? Oh, I did the same thing. I was supposed to say -5 plus minus root 37. I'm sorry for that. Divided by 6. What is that? Alright, we're having -1,85. -1,85 is our solution in this case. -1,85. So that's how you can work out the first 2 questions. Then let's take a look at this part. So let's again need to go to the second page. Let's work out this one, 1.1.3. At 1.1.3, because we can see that's an inequality, but it's not in a standard form. We have to make it in a standard form. So we have x squared is to take this thing, take negative 2x squared, negative 2x plus 15 to the right hand side. So it will become positive 2x plus 15 is lesser than 0. Actually, we are looking where this graph is below, right? So we're looking at the x values where this graph, which is a quadratic function, is below. So let's factorize. So, okay, what will be the factors? The factors that will give us 15. Okay, as we can see, we did take 2x. Oh, I made a mistake even in terms of sign. When you take negative 2x, it becomes positive 2x. When you take 15 to the other side, it becomes minus. So it's going to be minus 15. So the factors that will give us 2, that will be 5 and 3. So what about the signs? Then this one will have a positive sign. Remember that when your last term is negative, your signs will be different. So we are going to have minus here, equated to 0. So, okay, I should put inequality sign where this is less than 0. So then you write critical values. So our critical values will be -5 when you take 5 to the other side, as well as positive 3. Okay, we are not done. Let's put this graphically using, remember this is a graph, this is a quadratic function. So let's place this on a number line. Let's put this graphically. We are going to have -5 as well as 3. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so it's positive 3. So it's supposed to be white dots because it's an open circle. It's an open circle. It's supposed to be an open circle. So yes, it's an open circle. So graphically you have to write it. So we are going to look at the values where this graph, where the x values are below this graph. So this happens here at -5 as well as at positive 3. So when you write the last solutions will be -5 is greater than x but lesser than 3 in this case, or some could say x is greater than 3 but lesser than -5. It depends on how you write it, but in this manner this is the correct way of writing it. So this is how you can work out with 1.1.3. okay, I hope guys you are fine with that. Right, let's go to 1.1.4. So here this is an inequality at 1.1.4. what you could do, right, remember that we're given as 2 x minus 1 equated to x minus 1. Let's go and recheck whether we did. Yes, we did copy, right? Let's go back and write the solution. So if it's a side equation, first is to get rid of a root, or you can group it if it's not grouped in a standard form. Then what you should do is to square both sides to get rid of the root. Then you're going to square both sides, so the root and 2 will cancel each other. So what are we going to be left? We're left with 2x minus 1. 2x multiplied by x minus 1 is, when you open those brackets, then you square the first, that will be x squared. 2 multiplies everything, that will be 2x, because 2 times negative 1, it's negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Then square the last, that will be positive 1. So let's multiply out this. This will be 2x minus 2, because 2 multiplies everything that is inside the bracket in this case. So we have x squared minus 2x plus 1. So from here, what are we going to? We are going to group everything. So it's going to be 2x. Take 2x to the other side, it becomes minus 2x plus 1. Take 2 to the other side, it becomes positive 2, equated to 0. So from here, what are we going to have, guys? Let's see that we did well. Let's see that whether we did well or not. Let's see what are we going to work with. Well, okay. Why I'm not saying anything about the question that I'm solving here. Let me go back for the last time, guys. You know, errors are there. We do make mistakes as humans, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's go back and recheck whether I copied the question right. Oh, my mistake was here at 1 minus x. So let's go back and rectify that. It's good to admit your mistakes. So in other words, we were given, let's erase this. It's no longer going to work. We're having 1 minus x equated to x minus 1. First thing, you have to isolate this by squaring both sides. Get rid of the square root. So the 2 will cancel the square root, and the 2 will cancel each other. Then we are left with 2 times 1, that's going to be 2, and 2 times negative x, that's going to be negative 2x. Then from here, square the first term, that will be x squared. Then the power multiplies everything. 2 times x, that's 2x times negative 1, that will be minus 2x. Then square the last, that will be 1. Then you rearrange this in the standard form. So it's going to be 2x. Take 2x to the other side, becomes positive 2x. Plus 1, take the other 2, becomes minus 2, equated to 0. So we have minus 2x plus 2x, that will be 0. So, and 1 minus 2, that will be minus 1, equated to 0. So we have x squared is equals to 1. Then what is the root of x squared? That will be plus or minus 1. We are not done. So in other words, we have plus or minus 1. We have 2 solutions. So we need to check for validity of this equation. To check, you can take, let's take, for instance, let's say you take minus 1 here. Let's try minus 1. When you take minus 1, it's gonna be 1 minus negative 1. So what is 1 minus negative 1? That's gonna be positive 2. So 2 times 2, that will be 4. Square root of 4, that will be 2. But when you take negative 1 here to the original equation, it's going to be negative 1 minus 1. That will be negative 2. So negative 1 can't be the solution in this case. Can't be the solution. It's NA, not applicable. So it's good when you're solving a set equation to check for the validation. But let's take 1. If we put 1 here in the square root, then 1 minus 1, that will be 0. 2 times 0, that will be 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Then let's put 1 minus 1, that will be 0. So in other words, our solution will be x is equals to 1 in this case. Right, guys, it's good to check whether you've copied your answers right, because there are silly mistakes that will make you to lose marks, right? Remember that a misinterpretation of weights or numbers can lead to a lot of loss of marks, so be very careful. Let's go to our question at 1.2. Is it 1.2? Yes, let's go back. Right, at 1.2, you are required to solve for x and y. Solve for x and y. So this is a simultaneous equation? Well, to solve this type of simultaneous equation, we can see the first equation there, it's an exponential. So we can change this exponential into a simple linear equation. We have 3 to the power of x plus y, which is equals to 27. So change 27 to the exponential form. If you're using a calculator, it will be quicker if you could just say 27 is equals to, then you say shift factor, that will be 3 to the power of 3 in this case. So you're going to have 3 to the power of 3, then we have 3x plus 3 to the power of x plus y. Then the bases here are the same. When the bases are the same, we drop the exponent. So it's going to be x plus y is equals to 3. Then we can make y the subject here in this case. We can make y the subject by saying y is equals to 3 minus x. Take x to the other side, it changes the sign. So yes, it will be like this if we have made y the subject. So we have now equation 1, and this will be our equation 2. So what we could do, the easiest way, guys, that you can work out this is to say substitute equation 1 into equation 2. So meaning that where I see y, I will replace it by 3 minus x. Let's go there. We have x squared plus, where there is y, put 3 minus x squared, 3 minus to the power 2 there, equated to 17. So we have x squared. Then let's work it out. Let's work out the brackets. 3 squared, that's 9. 2 times 3, negative x is negative 2x times 3. That will be minus 6x. Square the last, that will be positive x squared is equals to 17. Like terms now. X squared times x squared, that will be 2x squared. Then we have minus 6x plus 9. Take 17 to the left hand side, it becomes minus 17. Then we have 2x squared minus 6x. Then what is 9? Take your 9, let's just 9 minus 17, let's be quick. That will be minus 8. Okay, that will be minus 8 equated to 0. Let's see that we did well. We did well, guys. Yes, by changing there, the bases are the same. Yeah, it's good to check so that we don't do silly mistakes. We will prove at the end of the equation. Then divide both everything by 2. So we'll be left with 2x. We'll be left with x squared. Here we'll be left with 3x. Here we'll be left with minus 4 equated to 0. Okay. Because 2 goes 4 times here, goes 3 times here. So let's factorize. This is x and x. So equated to 0. Since our last term is negative, we'll have different signs. So we have 4. So 4 negative. 4 will get a negative sign, and this will get a positive sign. Negative 4, let's see. Oh, it's 4 and 1, sorry, not 3. Where did I get 3? Factors of 4 and 1 will give us minus 3, because negative 4 plus 1, it's negative 3. Negative 4 times 1, it's negative 4. So we are sure now. Then equate everything to 0. X becomes 4, or x becomes negative 1. Okay, we are not done. Then we need to go back to equation 1 so that we can find y. Go back to equation 1. Where you see x, you replace it by 4 in this case. 3 minus 4, that will be minus 1. In other words, the first coordinate will be 4 and minus 1 in this case. Remember that the solution for a simultaneous equation at the point of intersection. That's what you should always remember. Then let's go to the second one, or 3 minus negative 1. That will be positive 4. So we have minus 1 and positive 4 in this case. So what we could do, guys, when we're here, you can now check. It's very important to check. Let's take 4 and negative 1 in this case. We have negative 1, we have 4 as x, and we have y as minus 1. Let's check whether we are fine. Right, that's 17. Definitely it gives you 17 in this case. Okay, you can also check the other part. That's, we have -1 and 4. Similarly, we still get the same thing. Still gonna get 17. So it's correct, guys. So you have a guarantee that you have scored a lot of marks there. If it's 6 marks, you'll have score 6 marks, right? So let's go to our last question. Our last question, guys, it's gonna be 1 all over √1 plus √2 plus 2 √2 plus √3, 1 all over √3 plus √4 plus √99 plus √100. This is a series. It seems as a series, yes, because you keep adding the terms. But what we could do is to check, guys. Here they will want you to determine the value. The question says determine the value of the following, of this series or whatever it is. We need to determine the value of this. So how will we do that? Let's work it out separately. Right, we are here, guys. We are working with this. Determine the value of 1 all over √1 plus 1 over √2 plus √2 plus √3 plus √3 plus √4 √99 plus 100. First thing, guys, is to check whether this is an arithmetic or not. So if you could take term 2, which is 1 all over √2 plus √3 divided by 1, then √1 plus what is that, plus √2. What we are getting here is 0, blah 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 77. Okay, let's check term 3 now. 1 all over, okay, 1 all over √3 plus √4. Oh, what I did is it was checking it whether it's a geometric or not. Was checking it whether it's a geometric or not in this case. Yeah, that's what I did. So, but we have, okay, then I'll go to arithmetic. So this is a form of geometric, which is T2 divided by T1 and T3 divided by T2. Okay, it's fine. Divided by 1 all over √2 plus √3. Guess they won't give us the 0.84, so it's not a geometric. Let's check whether it's an arithmetic. √1 √2 plus √3 minus 1 all over √1 plus √2. We get negative 0.10. Okay, negative 0.10. And let's go to the other one. √3 plus √4 minus okay, we have √2 here plus √3. We get negative 0.5. So it's neither a geometric or arithmetic. Also, we can see that it will not also be a quadratic sequence. So what do we do when it's like this? Since we're given it in a form of set, we will rationalize this. Let's rationalize this separately. Let's start with we have 1 √1 plus 1 √2. So when you rationalize this, we're going to rationalize using a conjugate, the opposite of this in terms of sign. So it's going to be √1 minus √2 as well as √1 minus √2 in this case. Okay, so 1 times √1 minus √2, it's going to be √1 minus √2. Then this is a form, it's in a form of a quadratic. √1 times √1, that's going to be 1, and √2 times √2, that's going to be Okay, that's gonna be 2 in this case. So we are having root 1 minus root 2, which is 1 minus 2, that's gonna be minus 1. When you simplify this further, it's gonna be minus 1 plus root 2. So this is the first term that we are going to have. Negative root 1 plus 2, negative. So this is our first term in this case. So we are going to have negative 1 plus root 2. Okay, let's go and do the other one. Let's go and rationalize 1 plus, we have what now? We have 1 root 2 plus root 3. So let's find the conjugate. It's going to be root 2 minus root 3 times root 2 minus root 3. So we are going to have root 2 and minus root 3. Then you know this is in a form of a difference of squares. Then root 2 times root 2, that's going to be 2. Root 3 times negative root 3, that's going to be minus 3. So when you simplify further, we get negative 2 plus root 3. So this will be the second term. So we are going to have minus root 2 plus root 3 in this case. Plus, let's work out the other part. Okay. Similarly, when we let's work out the other parts and see what are we going to have. We're having what? Root 3 plus root 4. 1 all over root 3 plus root 4 there. Multiplied by the conjugate, root 3 minus root 4. Okay. Root 3 minus root 4. So we're going to have root 3 minus root 4. So in which this will be, when we work it out, we are going to have 3 minus 4. So when you simplify further, it's going to be negative 3 plus root 4. Okay, so we're having okay, let's just put brackets. In this case we can put brackets. Then we have negative root 3 plus root 4. Similarly, when we rationalize this, plus then ellipsis plus, so we are going to have negative root 99 plus root 100 in this case. So when you are here, this is what you should do. We are going to add the like terms. Add the like terms. We can see that root 2 and root 2 will cancel each other because root 2 minus root 2 is going to be 0. Similarly, root 3 and root 3 will cancel each other. Similarly, the other terms that are the consecutive terms will cancel negative root 99. So we'll be left with negative root 1 plus root 100. So square root of minus 1 of 1, that will be minus 1. Square root of 10, 100, I mean, that will be 10. We're already giving the answers. Right, so from here, negative 1 plus 10, it's the same as saying 10 minus 1, which will be 9. So the solution of this expression is 9 in this case. Yes, said expression is 9 in this case. So hope you find this video useful as you are preparing for your June examination. For those of you who will be writing on Friday 2023, the 9th of June 2023. Wish you all the best. See you on the next video, which is question 2.